Dear colleagues, dear friends, dear conference participants, my name is Alexey Bobtsov, and as chairman of organizing committee, I am pleased to welcome you in our MICNON conference. It is a great honor for me and organizing committee to take you here. Our conference will be held in two buildings. In this building is St. Petersburg State University, and second building in ITMO University. And both buildings are the historical and cultural treasure of the St. Petersburg. We have tried to do everything possible to make you stay comfortable and your work productive. I was brief because we were waiting Rudolf Kahneman lecture, and I want to present our guest, our VIP guest, and I start from Frank Algover. Frank is IPC co-chair and IFAC president-elect, next president of IFAC. Next, I want to present Professor Fratkov, Alexander Lvovich Fratkov for me, is IPC co-chair of our conference. Thanks, please. Next, Professor Alberto Isidori from Roma. Post president of IFAC, and Alexander Borisovich Kurjansky, academician of Russian Academy of Science and national member organization of IFAC, president of national organization on the IFAC. Now give the floor for our IPC chairman, Frank Algover. Please, Frank.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me? So it's with great pleasure to welcome you all to beautiful St. Petersburg. Amazing last night. I was out there at midnight, and it was really as bright that you can read a newspaper at the outside. So this is exactly this beautiful environment that you would envision to start a new conference series in the field of nonlinear control. As you all know, we have in IFAC this 3-year cycle, and what for the nonlinear control community we have is NOLCOS as a symposium since many, many years, started by Alberto Isidori. And every 3 years, lots of people from the nonlinear control community are gathering and presenting papers, and this has been a very important conference for the field. Then we have the IFAC World Congress, but then there was this third year in this 3-year cycle when the nonlinear control community had no conference to attend to. And this was the idea that a number of people came up with, to have a new series of conferences dedicated to nonlinear control, and this is the beginning, or was the beginning, of this conference series, MICNON, Modeling, Identification and Control of Nonlinear Systems. Maybe I'm saying something that I shouldn't say here, but our first idea was to call this NOLCOS 2, and we even wrote a proposal to IFAC saying that NOLCOS 2 we want to establish, and this was turned down, rejected outright, that this is not really a good idea to have something like that. And then we reconsidered and came up with the name MICNON. I'm very glad that we are here in St. Petersburg for the first MICNON. This is an excellent venue and especially also an excellent team organizing this conference, and I want to thank very much Alexey Bobtsov, Sasha Fratkov, who have done a tremendous job in preparing that conference. And my contribution, and I should say that quite frankly, openly here, is really almost zero to this conference. It's all the local people who have done a tremendous job here, and I want to thank them and the whole team of local people for all the efforts they have put into that. So,
thank you, Frank.
This was all from my side.
Sorry, I forget. I forget to introduce one more important person, Anton Pyrkin, is vice chairman of organizing committee. Frank, I think MICNON is a very good idea, but some guys from identification community has this idea is not good. And next speaker, Professor Fratkov.
Good morning, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. First comment I would like to make is that the program of this great event, first event, inaugural event, is very rich. It contains papers on modeling, on identification and control of nonlinear systems. And this is a unique feature of this conference. Other conferences are devoted either to identification or to control or design or something else, but this is a combination. And owing to your interests, we have very rich and nice program for this conference. So I would like to say thank all the participants for their contribution and for their coming here. Second, I would like to say that it's a great idea of Frank to organize such a, to initiate such a conference. And second, when I suggested to dedicate it to the memory of Professor Yakubovich, one of the founders of control theory, Frank immediately agreed, immediately accepted it, and I thank Frank for that. So, this is the second part, second component of the success of the conference. And third, we have fantastic plenary speakers. And third component of success is outstanding plenary speakers. And again, we have now them. I would like to thank all the plenary speakers and I think all the components of the success of the conference are here. Now we need to go ahead and make conference a success. Thank you.
Professor Sidori, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure and honor for me to be here as a representative of the President of IFAC and to convey his greeting and best wishes for the success of this conference. There are numerous reasons for me to be happy to be here. And the first and the most important one is that this conference is held in honor of Professor Yakubovich, which everybody considers one of the founding fathers of our field. And in this respect, I would like to congratulate with the organizers, with the program committee, for having put together really a stellar program. It's an amazingly outstanding program. The second reason is that, as we have heard from the speech of Professor Algover, this conference marks the beginning of a second series of IFAC meetings in the broad area of nonlinear control. And this is a sign of immense vitality of IFAC and of the field of nonlinear control. The sister series, NOLCOS 1, was initiated 26 years ago, 1989, and everybody knows that since the beginning enjoyed a very big success in our community, and I'm confident that the same success will be enjoyed by this newly born series. The third reason for which I'm happy to be here is more personal. In 2004, the IFAC Council held a meeting in St. Petersburg, was in conjunction with the IFAC Symposium on Aerospace, and this was the council of the meeting of the council in which I was officially elected president of IFAC. So this is why St. Petersburg is particularly dear to my heart. And of course, St. Petersburg is important. It's dear to my heart also because it's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So this being said, I think that there is nothing much else to say, that we have only to give the floor to the speakers. I would like to congratulate on behalf of IFAC for having put together a very big, nice program and having made possible for us to attend this meeting. As a tradition, the IFAC would like to present to the organizers. I know SIG-Share and SIG-Co-Share, 2 volumes that are printed especially for these kind of events. They are reprints of pages of early books in nonlinear control.
Thank you for your present. And next speaker, Alexander Borisovich Kurzhansky, please.
Well, this conference has several sides and several, actually, events. The first is the memory of Professor Yakubovich and his scientific school. The second is participation in an IFAC event, and that's the contribution of Russia to the activities of IFAC. And the third is to demonstrate the following. See, the school of Professor Yakubovich is such that this conference, I hope, will solve the third cause. The fact is, from my opinion, that at the IFAC conference during the last years, the mathematical level is not going up, it's going down. But this conference, due to the school of Yakubovich, is an example where the mathematical level is really high, and Yakubovich is among those who were among the founders here. And for the young people, it's a rare opportunity to see at this and hear at the same conference 2 founding fathers, Professor Kalman. It's a rare opportunity. And Professor Carl Armstrong, whose names are known to everyone. And at the final session, you'll hear outstanding scientists in the field of control, Roger Brockett, Professor Hill, and Professor Boris Polyak. Russia was a co-founder, the Soviet Union was a co-founder of IFAC, and Russia is inherited this legacy, and therefore I wish to thank the organizers for such an event, because it's not easy to organize it, although invisibly Peter the Great is helping them, of course. Yes. And the second, I wish to thank all our foreign guests, outstanding scientists and younger people for coming here and sharing their knowledge in this field. So thank you.
Thank you. So we have only 3 minutes before great lecture, and maybe 2 words about some communication. First, you can find any information from this book. If you have some problem, search guys from blue T-shirt. And if you have any question, you can ask me and Anton. So, Mr. Next IFAC President, your turn for plenary speaker. For start, plenary speaker.